Hallo und herzlich willkommen bei Team Goppo zum neuen Video mit mir, Fidi und ihm Davis und heute mit dem Drittplatzierten des Goppo Cup 3, glaube ich.
Ja,
Und wir werden jetzt gleich auf Englisch switchen.
auf Englisch switchen. Das
Und
machen wir.
ich würde sagen, da starten wir auch direkt. Welcome, Salamander. You're, if I remember correctly, you're third place, right?
No, I'm fourth.
Ah,
But
fourth
Ah,
place.
top, top
Close
four.
enough,
Top
close
four.
enough.
hello,
But
close
your
enough.
fourth place, congratulations, first of all. And yeah, maybe you want to introduce yourself very shortly as well. Just go ahead.
Hello, I'm Jeremy, player from France, and it was nice to play in a big tournament for the Goppo Cup, and I won myself a nice mat, so I'm happy.
Nice.
Congratulations.
And you played
So
Gladiator Beasts. We got your deck list open here. Maybe you just want to brush over your choices, and then if we got any questions, maybe we just hit you with them.
okay, so start with the classic GB lineup. I opt for the choice of two Darius instead of one, because with it's the Prisma version. So with
Yeah.
Prisma Elemental Hero Prisma, you want to make sure that you can always have the GBs in the grave so you can revive it. So yeah, two Laquari, two Darius, two Equest, one Sam Knight for the cat combo. You don't need more. If you draw it, you can shuffle it back in the deck. Bestiary, of course, the limited one. I opt for only one Retiari because I needed to cut a monster, basically.
Mhm.
One Murmillo, one Secutor. You never cut it. It's the sailing of the deck. If you resolved it, sometimes you just summon Heraklinos or do pluses everywhere. If you draw it, you can still shuffle it back with Testiger or Bestiary or Prisma or anything.
Yeah.
I'm now on the hype train of Stratos.
Oha.
So the idea is to search Prisma. You have also one Rota, reinforcement of the army for that.
Mhm.
Prisma is shuffled in the deck, so Rota is never dead usually. The idea behind Stratos is to being able to send him in front against traps, Raiko, or any bad menace early.
Yeah.
It contests the board well, because most of the meta starters are 17 or 1800 stats. Obviously, against Hero Beat is not that great, but we do it like this. Also, your opponent has to, for example, use the bottomless prison,
Mhm.
Yeah.
bottomless trapper, sorry,
Yeah.
on Stratos before your search, so he can think you're regular Hero Beat down or Hero Frog or anything if he doesn't
Yeah.
know
Okay.
you're on GBs.
Yeah.
So they waste their removal before you even have to commit to GBs.
Yes, and if they don't, you can just beat down and wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
Set up your trap stun, set up your stuff, and wait for the opportunity to do a big push. Also, recently, people topped Ultimate Time Wizard and EWCQ with GBs, and they both had Stratos, so
Mm.
I was down
Okay.
to try that. They also have Gores, so usually you play Starlight Road instead. But I
Okay.
found
Yeah.
out that Starlight Road is not a great card. It's like high risk, high reward. But once
Yeah.
it's red, it's dead. So Gauze can win you the game by itself. So it did some work this weekend. I was never disappointed of it. Sometimes you side in the Starlight Road,
Mhm.
so you have to take out the Gauze, but it's usually against Lightsworn, GBs, and Blackwing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes index that can spam Black Rose Dragon, but
Mhm.
it's rare. Then the sweepers, so Heavy Storm and Cold Wave. In the past, I used to play Typhoon instead of Heavy Storm.
Yeah.
Cold Wave is just a win button. It's like you
Just a
played
good
it.
card. Yeah.
Yeah, you played it. You say your opponent, you cannot do anything, and I will kill you. So yeah, great card. Three Book of Moon, of course. You can do tricks, make people, or just put the monster in defense, so you can
Mhm.
destroy them and tag out.
Yeah.
There is tons of tricks with Darius you can do, because if you reborn a GB monster with Darius,
Mhm.
it targets it and negates the effect. But if either of the monsters are not face up, the other GBs will resolve.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So sometimes you revive the bestiary target because it's mandatory.
Mhm.
If your opponent does nothing, it's negated, but you can also chain Book of Moon, for example, to protect it or just to
Yeah.
resolve it to destroy one.
Yeah.
For example, Star Draws, you have red, so then
Yeah,
you can
that's
just
good.
contact Fuse and destroy everything.
Yeah.
And then the traps, so the classical lineup, 3 Prison, 2 Bottomless, 2 Compulse, 2 Chariots. I opt for only 2 trap stuns because the meta is a bit less trap heavy, more combo decks recently. It's one of the choice. I'm not sure. The people that top just had 42 cards with 3 of them. So
Okay.
and then the classical staples. Don't cut Call of the Undead. It allows some crazy plays. For those who don't know, the cat in Edison is not once per turn, so
Yeah.
you can abuse that. Oftentimes you can revive a tiger, you can revive a GB you pitch with Prisma. You can revive Gizarus because if it was summoned, fusion summoned properly and not negated, you can
Mhm.
revive it and it destroys
its
2 when
effect.
it's summoned,
Yeah. Crazy.
not only when it's fusion summoned.
Yeah.
But keep in mind that it's a when keyword, so if you summon it in channeling 2 or above, it will miss timing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Same as Stratos. Yeah.
Yes. So the fusion deck, the extra deck is classical, nothing to do with that. You can put anything you want as long as you have
Yeah.
3 Gizaris, 2 Reclinos, and 2 or 3 Fortress.
Yeah.
Stardust
you
for the
put-
Starlight Road,
So
and
you
then you can put.
get some style points.
Yes, the style points are important.
Yeah.
In real life, I play over fusions.
Okay.
About the side deck, so I have 2 Super Dragon. Usually, you only put 1 into the deck, so
Mhm.
you can access with Prisma to the Chimera tech. You can summon Prisma, dump Super Dragon. To contact Fuse the opponent Super Dragon, they will side into you or Catastor
Mhm.
or any Machina. It's mostly for the opponent Super Dragon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And also it makes your Machina or Gadget matchup easier,
Yeah.
Yeah.
thanks to Prisma. Also in the GB matchup, in the mirror, I mean, you put them both because it's a beater.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it also can bait out back row like Stratos does, so that's very
Yes.
solid.
I've seen people play it in main instead of Stratos, basically. But
Oh yeah,
Stratos is a +1.
that's true.
It
Yeah.
threatens some good plays next turn. Diddy Crow, only 1 because you can banish with Retiari. It does some jobs, Retiari counts, like
Mhm.
surprise your opponent.
Like chaining to
Uh,
supervise and stuff like that.
Yeah, mostly for Pot of Avarice, Plague.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Those are the 2 main choices.
Yeah.
Second Retiari because it's not in the deck. So usually, if I put Cyber Dragon in and Retiari in, I have to cut the second Darius. That's usually the choice I make.
Mhm. Okay.
Against hyper combo decks like Gigabytes, Fogs, and sometimes Frog Monarchs, even if it's not a combo deck, you take out Tratos and Rota, so you can put more monsters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't
Okay.
need the grind against them. You
Mhm.
just need to make sure you are fast enough.
Yeah.
Breaker is a recent addition. I used to play the Second Forest or Nobleman of Crossout instead.
Mhm.
Breaker is like Stratos, but better. Like you can send in turn 1, destroy the prison, attack the Raiko,
Yeah.
and it did its job. It's a good beater. I put it especially against decks that can side Oppression, Royal Decree,
Yeah.
Mhm.
or many annoying Floodgates. The Forest, which is the most expensive card of the deck.
Really? Is it expensive?
No reprint
Yes,
yet?
it's the most
Oh,
expensive.
Okay.
Low rarity is 10 euros.
Okay.
It's a nice card. Only GBs can play, so it allows you to flip the opponent's monster. So very great against the Raiko, Hamster, Spy, or any flip. It put them in attack. And also at the end of the battle phase, if any monsters attacks, it's destroyed. But you can choose in which order you resolve the effect. So you can tag out the GBs, put another one, and the 4S will fizzle.
Yeah.
But for the opponent, usually it means they can't attack unless they are willing to go -1.
So it's a broken card.
Basically,
Yeah,
just
it's
a
very
way
good.
better sorts of revealing lights, but just better.
Yeah, but the purpose of the card is to remove the Raiko and to buy out times against deck with oppression.
Yeah.
So like Vayu, for example. Because keep in mind, the opponent can still attack, and they can still put you 6k damage, even if they lose their board. They don't care. So I used to play 2, but you never want to see 2 in your hand. So I just drop it to 1 and put Breaker instead. Smashing Grounds, very effective when you go second. In many decks, you switch them. Yeah, you either remove the Compulse or Bottomless or Book of Moon or Trapstone or anything. You just adapt. It's a really great card. 1/1 allows you to tag them. It's good against decks that have boss monsters like Christia, JD, Dad, anything. MST and Trapstone are here for the Floodgate decks. Mostly Rare Oppression is the biggest enemy of this deck. Because you tag out for cost, so your monster is already in the deck, and if they chain oppression, you have nothing left.
Yeah.
So I used to play 3 stands, but sometimes you open too many of them against decks that don't have back rows. Then we have Transmigration. Transmigration, some people play the third Compulse instead, but I like to disrupt the graveyards. Also, sometimes you can shuffle back your GBs. It's mostly for Sam Knight or Murmillo because you want them in the deck. So sometimes you can use it, or you can just shuffle back Tigers or Cat. But it's mostly for the opponent cards.
Yeah, did you use it in the tournament at all?
Let me think.
I think we didn't catch
I sided it a lot because I played
Yeah.
against many values. So I don't remember using it, but maybe I need to multiplay.
In theory, it's good. Obviously, yeah.
It's one of the best cards against value.
Yeah.
Because Crow is also nice, but yeah, you can shuffle 2. So there is a card that value plays that is a real problem for GBs is a Necrogarna.
Oh yeah.
Because it allows them to extend and prevent any clapback.
Yeah.
So if you have Chariot, you can negate it, but usually you prefer to use the Chariot on something else. So if you can shuffle it back in the deck, it's great. Also, it prevents Burial.
Yeah.
2 Trapple, it's mostly for Blackwing, Mirrors, Hero Beatdown, stuff like that, stuff that relies on normal summon. Sometimes against Lightsworn if I go first.
Oh yeah.
But usually prefer Smashing Ground. Third Chariot, you side in almost half the matchup. It's great. Many decks relies on monster effect. It's the card that it's one of the reasons to play GBs, to be able to negate monster effect. Also, once you have it in the grave, you can recycle it with a quest and do the mini loop of having the Chariot almost every turn.
Yeah.
And Starlight Road, the necessary evil. I think I will replace it by My Body as a Shield.
Okay.
Because it covers some of the similar matchup, but it allows me to be even more aggressive.
And a bit harder to read or play around maybe for the opponent.
Yes, because you can play it from hand.
Yeah.
And also it's better against Hero Beatdown, which is one of the worst matchup for GBs.
Yeah, then you definitely had a lucky bracket because we didn't have a single hero beat in the tournament.
Yeah, but I played against 3 value.
Yeah, you played against 3 value, that's true, yeah.
3 of the 7 values, okay.
Yeah, so usually it's one of the worst matchup.
Yeah.
Because they can play fast, they can play stun, they can play anything.
Yeah. Just asking about the deck list, did it ever happen that you had to grab 2 test tigers with rescue cat because the Samnite was gone already, or was it never a problem?
In this tournament, it was never a problem. It's very rare to pull out 2 tigers.
Yeah.
Because for that you need already a monster on the field.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
And usually you don't need 2 tigers, plus then you get a tag. Yeah. So the idea is to make sure you have access to bestiary somehow with Prisma, or you can tigers into bestiary, but it's dangerous. So
yeah.
Also, if you pull 2 tigers from the deck, then your top deck will be worst because you have less tigers left.
Yeah,
those are good draws, that's true. Yeah, we saw very different Gladiator Beast lists top recently, I think. So there was, on the one hand, the Prisma list you also play, and then the one that won the RBET, which didn't play Secutor in the main, I think, and also didn't play Elemental Heroes. What do you think is like the main upside of playing this list? You play probably like the explosiveness, right?
Yes, it's the explosiveness. Secutor is sometimes a brick if you draw it. Some people, like in Italy, for example, they don't play it because the field is way more Black Wings heavy.
Okay.
And into Black Wings, Secutor is not sometimes the greatest monsters.
Yeah.
So, but it's more a meta adaptation than something else. Secutor, you have to, it's the sailing. With 1 GBs plus Secutors, or just 1 cat, you can make Heraklinos.
Yes.
You summon the little guy. Don't forget it's the best reptile of the meta game. And because it's the only one. And you can tag 2 monsters, and then you can make Heraklinos. If you have GBs in the grave, you can even let a GB float.
Yeah, it's incredible.
If you manage to get Heraklinos plus Chariot and any GBs alongside, you just win. If you only have Heraklinos plus Chariot, you kind of lock the opponent.
I think we saw this soft lock in the tournament at least once, like Heraklinos with a Chariot beneath against Lightsworn. I think you had that board, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
It's sometimes a soft lock. You have to be careful because if they have 2 extenders, like I don't know, Chaos Sorcerer plus Dad or Chaos Sorcerer plus JD or something like this, it's not always one. And also, if you only have Heraklinos without any monsters, usually your opponent can just tempo and put monsters in defense. So you generate a bit of value, but you are not able to recycle the Chariot or recycle over GBs. And once you get another monster, usually it's 1. So and also the good play you can do, you need not to forget it. It's relevant a lot. You can use the tiger to tag in Samnite. So any GBs and you tag in Samnite. And Samnite needs to be summoned by the GB first to get its effect. And if you can kill a monster, not a token, it's usually when they float a card trooper.
Yeah.
And you kill it. So instead of going Secutors and having 2 tags, instead you can tutor the Chariot and having 1 tag.
Yeah.
So you have to think about that play, not tunnel vision on Secutor all the time.
Have to think if Chariot or Heraklinos maybe is more impactful right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, if you have some battle traps, you can grid out and let the Secutor on the board, hoping for another tag. If you can tag twice with this one, it's 1.
So maybe, do you want to go over your matchups really quick in the tournament run? I think I've got them open and we can compare if I got the correct ones.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, now now I'm on the spot, but I think your first round was a bye, right?
Yeah, first one was a buy. The guy.
Okay, perfect. Then I think second round you played versus Spellcasters, Spellcaster OTK, that's what I wrote down.
Yeah, it's more like a synchro card deck,
Yeah,
but for sure with discutable choices of monsters. Many spellcasters like Dark Elf. I never encountered
Yeah,
this
Dark
yeah,
Elf,
monster
yeah.
exactly.
before.
I think it was a deck aimed at summoning Arcanite and Tempest Magician for this
Yes,
OTK line. Yeah.
but after watching the replay, I saw that his deck is too monster heavy, so he had many
Okay.
hands with too many monsters.
Yeah.
Too many novel
So the
summons
card
and no
activity was not
interruption.
high enough, and I was able to win comfortably, despite being him opening twice. One with the monk into cat, and
Oh.
the second time with cat. But luckily, I had gores. So gores prevent the herbelums from discarding 2 cards.
Yeah,
I only
okay.
discarded once.
Yeah.
Both times, I guess, they discarded the GB, so I was just able, if I have another one, to get it back with the quest.
Yeah.
So second round I wrote down you played against Nolaris, but you mostly saw Vayu cards, I think, right?
Yes, it was kind of Norleras deck
Yeah.
with Light Swan mixed in it. So it can be deadly, as it was in the previous match. I watched his replay; it was deadly. But against me, he kind of breaks, and also if you, because I have access to Retari. So in this game, I remember I would have preferred having 2 of them, but one Retari to banish some cards, because if you only have one of them, you can banish only 1 card every 2 turns,
Yeah.
not every turn, unless you have 2 GBs. So, but I managed to ban some Dad to prevent Phantom of Chaos. I was mostly afraid of Phantom of Chaos. And since the deck is full of bricks, once you can stabilize, usually you win.
Yeah, that's true.
So I won 2-0.
So then the next matchup was, I think we spectated that as well, and it looked like Vayu 2, but it was actually like a Manticore Beast control deck, right?
This value turbo? No, it was the regular value, I guess.
Did you
Or
play
maybe,
versus, do you remember the name? Is it Mamezukurai?
yeah, Mamazuko. Okay, so yeah, maybe it's a weird.
Yeah, he played
different
a Manticore of Darkness build. He also played in an online tournament a while back. So, but we didn't see the Manticore, so we didn't see the spice, unfortunately.
Yeah, I thought it was regular value turbo, but okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2-0. I don't remember specifically some details. Against the value turbo, you need to make sure you control the grave.
Yeah.
You are clinical about what to tag, and you have to fish for the operation.
Yes.
That's mostly the cards that can make you auto lose.
Yeah.
Also, the annoying card, maybe it was in this game or another one, but it's Gale, because Gale can half your GBs, and they allow them to synchro into level 8. And usually, any of them they make, it's annoying, because Stardust prevents you from many clapbacks if you don't access to Book of Moon or Prison or Compulse. And if they make Archfiend, most of your traps targets. So spell and traps target. So if they make Archfiend, you need a Tiger, and if they make Stardust, you need some traps.
Yeah. So the next one was, I think, against Vayu. Was
Chillfill.
Chillfill, yeah.
And I lost this one. I managed to win 1 game, but in the third round, I don't know. I should have summoned my GBs in attack to make sure I can use the chariot. Maybe he will do some mistake. But after rewatching the replay, he had Dad and Solem, so it was it was still over.
That's a deadly
It was
combo.
close on the third game, but yeah, it was still over. If it wasn't Solem, maybe he would have fallen into the trap. I don't know.
So then
and
you played against Lightsworn, I think.
Yeah, Lightsworn
Yeah.
Pure. Very tense matchup. I think it
Yes.
was live as well.
That was incredible,
so
yeah.
First game, I kind of play alone and put Heraclino's chariot and everything and blocked him out of the game. Second game, he just rushed me down with the second honest. Was a killing blow.
Oh yeah.
The second honest was like, okay, maybe I can't win this one. And the third one, it was tense, full of errors on my side at the end, but because he had the board full and I had gauze, and as my friend told me after that, I could have kept the gauze in defense because he would have milled 8
to mill him
cards.
to death,
Yeah, and also it prevents JD.
But he also had Celestia in deck, no? But I think he had one left, maybe.
2.
Yeah.
Two JDs were left. Basically, he had 10 cards left. So, but in those 10 cards, there were 2 JDs and 2 Celestia.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And by playing gauze in defense, you bet against only the 2 Celestia. Because if he draws JD, the board is full. He cannot summon him.
Yeah.
So he has to mill into mill and you win. But by doing the play I did, meaning summoning Gizarus plus Gauze in attack and killing almost all his board.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't kill the last monster because Myrmio was in my hand.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But I could have shuffled him. Well, it could have been better. And by doing that, in fact, because there is still one light one on the board, if he top deck Celestia, he can still one, and if he top deck JDs as well. But luckily, after meeting all his Wolf and Plague and Gardener, he didn't top deck any JD.
Yeah, he made like 3 wolves, right? First 2 rounds or something.
Yeah, he milled Wolf all the time.
Yeah.
Like I think 6 Wolf in the game he milled or something like that. Plus Plague and Gardener early. Gardener is really terrible to face.
Yeah.
So luckily he didn't draw the out. It was first 2 out of 10 and then 2 out of 7.
Yeah.
So I managed to win that.
Then it was the next card after he had to forfeit the game, I think. Yeah. So then you had your first match of the day versus Gigavice, I think.
Yeah. So usually Gigavice, it's a modern deck, so only one player gets to play. And so game 1, I lost the dice. Surprisingly, I won all the... No, it's a dice, it's RPS, but surprisingly, I won all of them until this one. So he started and do the full combo with 2 supervise, and well, I can't do anything. Game 2, because Gigavice is a deck that lets you attack, so you have to first remove the first traps he has to defend, and then you have often a window to contact with Secutor and make Heraclinos, and then it's won. And game 3, it's only about a 50-50 when I summoned Bestiary, because he had Phoenix Wing Blast and Solem set. So I destroyed Phoenix Wing Blast instead of Solem. And so later he could use Heavy Storm. I had Solem, but he Solem back my Solem.
Yeah.
And from that, he was able to pull off, and I couldn't come back.
Yeah.
In fact, it's not a comeback. I was OTK'd. So because I had to pay half of my life points.
Yeah. It was over then. But I think you lost against the winner, so that counts for something at least.
I lost against the winner and against the finalist. So.
Yeah, true. So
it's usually like that.
Once again, congratulations on your top 4 finish, and good luck at the French Nationals. When this video goes up, you will already have played the French Nationals, so hopefully we're talking to the French champion right now. Anyway, good luck. Maybe any last shoutouts you want to make before we wrap up this video?
Vielen Dank für Goppo Cup.
Merci beaucoup. Yeah, thank you. Perfect. Then, yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you,
Danke fürs
David.
Zusehen.
Danke fürs Zusehen and see you next time.
Bis dann.
Bye.
Tschüss.